Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome back to the Billy and Andre Show, the only show that will make you say, oh look, it's Billy and Andre, and for some reason they're smashing toads with a sledgehammer. How are you, my friend?
Really good.
Excellent.
Enjoying my day off, smashing toads with a sledgehammer.
This will make sense in a bit, dude, I promise.
Okay, I tried to keep it serious and as part of the conversation. But...
No, there's no point keeping it serious. We're not doing a serious episode today. This is going to be a very unserious
no, Billy,
thing.
you wrote an episode that is not serious.
I know. I had a few options in front of me. I was going to talk about the horrifying hunger strike that's going on with those Palestine action protesters, but that's really fucking depressing. And you can find better breakdowns of that by people far more intelligent than me on the internet. You don't need me to tell you that, locking up some people and then them starving themselves because they haven't been actually tried yet. They're not convicted of any crimes. They're just being, held on remand for 18 months, which is fucking illegal. Before we get into that,
are we going to actually get into that?
No, we're not actually going to get into that. No. That's way too serious, way too, current events. So that's not what this podcast is about. This is about dumb shit that people do. And
I have a feeling my obsession with lists is rubbing off on you.
A little bit. I'm not going to lie. I did have to look up several lists for this one.
Nice. It's nice, doesn't it?
They're nice to have.
Just having a list, isn't it? It's nice having a list, isn't it?
It's nice, it is. But I also did my handwritten notes like I normally do, and I'll tell you how. Again, a little bit of backstory, a little behind the curtain on why I came up with this one. Right. So, have you ever done that thing where you have like a bed or a chair or something that's broken, but you just sort of keep using it for ages because you can't be asked with all the effort of like moving it out?
That's basically my whole life.
Yeah, mine too. Luckily. My erstwhile partner, who suffers greatly for my benefit, burst into my room and said, Billy, you need to replace your bed. I'm like, yes, okay, I understand that I need to replace the bed. It's slumped on one side. I'm getting, lower back issues from, being constantly, falling off the thing. But I it's too much effort.
But how are you still an adult? How did you survive in life so far?
I have very low standards for myself. That's the key.
Because I can't understand how you're still alive.
Being broke, lazy, and otherwise incompetent at basically everything, and somehow I'm still here?
Yeah.
I know, right? I don't get it
actually,
either.
that's most of the British economy.
That's most people you meet here, yes. No, the key thing is to have very low standards in terms of your own comfort, and if you have terrible standards for yourself, then you can just get through anything, man. I don't mind eating the same meal 18 times in a row, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I really don't care.
I'm worried for you, man.
Oh, don't be. I've like you said, I've survived this far. Obviously, something's working. But yeah, this led to me breaking down my bed, throwing the parts in the bin, and cleaning my room for the first time properly in ages. And what I found will shock you, okay? Fucking loads of false widow spiders, man. So many false widows, just everywhere. Just tons and tons of spiders in the dark corners of the room.
The ones that actually look like widows, but they're not actually widows?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Their bites aren't actually that serious. They will annoy you, but they're not, seriously deadly or anything. But there's quite a few false widow spiders, and I was like, fuck me, it's like an invasive species in here. Bing.
Oh,
And I looked it up. False widows are not, in fact, an invasive species because they are native to Europe. So,
well, you're not part of Europe, though. So,
Brexit may disagree, but in my heart, I'm still part of the European Union.
Okay, we don't want you anymore.
That's fair. England is basically like the drunk ex calling up Europe at this point.
He's like, oh, sorry, hon, can I come back? No.
I'm changed. No. I promise. It's going to be totally different this time. I'm not going to hit you or call you a cunt or anything ever again. Right?
Why did you have to sound like Ozzy Osbourne? That's so bad, dude.
That's not Ozzy's voice. That's just a random drunk northern guy, which is basically Ozzy Osbourne. But we will not besmirch his name by saying that he has anything to do with Brexit. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, false widows, not an invasive species, but there was fucking loads of them in my room. So I thought, what would be the best way to get rid of such an invasive species? So that's what I decided to look into. How do we get rid, and why do we have problems with certain invasive species? And I should point out, invasive just means they're not from that ecosystem, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. There are some good examples. Camels, for example. There's a really, really good book written called Where Do Camels Belong?
And where do they belong?
It turns out they actually evolved in North America, camels.
Oh.
And for some reason, yet they're, synonymous with Africa because that's where they migrated to.
Oh, fair enough.
It's really, like, there's, like, the modern descendants of camels, like, like llamas and other things, they're all in the Americas, man. Like, camels have just sort of escaped and then came over to Africa and became really useful because they can walk in deserts when, horses can't.
We
can't.
Really, can't really do that.
They can carry heavy shit through the desert and we can't, so they became super useful. Sometimes, an invasive species can be a good thing. How do invasive species happen, do you ask? Well, there's tons of different reasons. Quite a few are accidental. That used to be like the norm thing. Like, you familiar with like the Black Death, right? We talked about that before.
we know the Black Death. Yeah, we heard about it.
It was like spread on fleas that were on the backs of rats.
Yeah.
Well, funny thing is, the rats that you see these days are not the same rats that spread the plague.
Oh, well, let me guess. They died during the Black Death?
They actually didn't. No, they actually got outcompeted by a Norwegian rat, the brown rat. Whereas over in England, we used to have the black rat.
Okay.
Which, funny enough, is called Rattus rattus, whereas the black rat is called Rattus norvegicus because it's Norwegian.
Oh.
So, because of the invasion of brown rats, we actually have less black rats to spread horrifying diseases to us. So that's really good.
Is the Black Death even deadly anymore?
Yeah, you still get cases of it. There was a couple of cases in America a few years ago.
Oh.
It was just random guy ended up with bubonic plague somehow, and they were like, "What the fuck? How did this happen?"
But I haven't looked it up because But is it treatable now?
Oh yeah.
We can treat it now, right?
Yeah, it's a bacteria. I think antibiotics do a decent job on it.
Okay then.
I'm not sure because was it? No, it might be. There's a lot of antiviral stuff you can do now. I can't remember exactly what, but we can cure the bubonic plague if we catch it early enough.
Oh, fair enough.
It's still one of those things.
It's before your nose falls off, right?
Yeah. Before parts you start falling off with exploding boils of pus and death.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
So once you get to the exploding boils part, you're probably fucked. But we can cure most things. We're actually very good at that. And not all sort of things involving invasive species are bad, but those things are boring. So we're not going to really talk about them very much. People are very, very dumb, and probably the most common sort of thing that we like to do is fuck with nature in ways that have outcomes we can't really predict.
Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, that's how we build the whole society. We messed up with animals so badly until they're like, okay, I guess I'm meat now.
We gaslit dogs into working for us. Yeah. Basically.
And then cats gaslit us to just pet them and have them forever.
Hold that thought. We'll come back to cats in a minute. But there's tons of ways that we're fucking up the environment that's causing invasive species to become a lot more common, Climate change being a big one. Stuff's migrating different now because the temperatures are all fucked up. People traveling in boats, when that became a huge thing.
Yeah.
That's how, rats conquered every corner of the earth. That's how, weevils, certain insects, they all just sort of traveled around the world with us, on boats. Then there were the times where people just collected really exotic animals and they escaped.
Oh, yeah.
That happens. And can you guess, what sort of person would collect an exotic animal and then just let it loose?
What's his name? The American guy, Tiger King?
Joe Exotic, yeah. He probably would, but if you could imagine 1,000 guys like him, all wearing red British military uniforms, but with pith helmets.
Oh, let me guess. Were that the British?
Yeah, the British in the 1800s, we loved collecting very rare and exotic animals, bringing them over here, and then dying and letting them go. There's all sorts of stuff which we will get to in a bit. And of course, there's the times where we try to use animals deliberately for biological control of other populations, for example. Speaking of which, we're going to start with the most famous example of this because it's also the funniest to me, and that's because it happened in Australia.
Yeah.
If it happened anywhere else, it would be less funny. It's just this particular character of the Australian people, when it comes to this stuff, is on full display when it comes to the cane toad problem.
Oh, yeah, I heard about the cane toads.
Yes. They were introduced over there in the 1930s for one specific reason.
Mozzies.
No, actually not. There was a thing called the cane beetle, and it was basically destroying sugarcane crops across.
Oh.
Yeah. And
so you brought frogs. That was your solution.
Well, these frogs in their natural environment eat sugarcane beetles. So we thought, fuck it, yeah, let's just take these toads, put them out into the sugarcane fields, and they'll eat all the grubs and save the crops, right?
No, I find it hilarious because I don't know where the story goes, right? But let me guess. Let me guess. you feed an animal that normally just has just enough food to survive in its normal environment, and then you overfeed it by bringing it into sugarcane plantation where you have the cane beetles, and they multiply so much that it's probably insane.
You got all of that exactly correct except for one thing.
Which is?
The toads didn't actually eat the sugarcane beetles. They ate everything else instead.
No way.
Yeah. They eat other toads, frogs, they'll eat a baby cat if they can.
Why are they that large?
They're big toads. They can fit anything that will fit into its mouth. It will try and eat the fucking thing. They'll pick fights with dogs. They don't give a shit. Cane toads are fucking insane.
Dude, that's massive.
They are really big, man.
Dude, that's almost as big as my cat.
Yeah, like I said, they are a threat to cats. They're a threat to domestic animals of all sorts.
That's insane.
They're also incredibly poisonous, which means they're very, very difficult to, become food for something else. Those you might notice because you're looking at the picture of them, they have like those little brown sort of dots on their back.
Is this the one that you lick its back and you get high as fuck?
No, this one licks you lick its back, you get very sick.
Okay. Is that an actual true story?
That is an actual toad. I don't know which one it is, but it's not one that's common to Australia, I believe. I mean, there might be some people who can get high on cane toad venom, but I don't think so. But yeah, one of those poison pustules on its back has enough venom in it to kill a cat.
Wow.
And to make a dog very, very sick.
Wow.
So and there's tons of them. So what happened, of course, when you said they spread everywhere and they started multiplying really fast, you were not lying. Guess how many eggs a female can lay in a year?
Oh, if I think of a regular frog, right, which is about 100,000 per frog. 100,000?
About 40,000 per female per year.
Fuck. Because they're much, much larger, aren't they?
Because they're much larger. They hold a lot of the frog spawn stuff in them. So they multiplied basically everywhere. They fucked up the local ecosystem. They gulp down everything that fits into their mouth. So, you have no way. You can't introduce other stuff, to, drive them out, really. They can't be out-competed. And, they can't be killed by the animals that already live there. Dingoes or whatever can't eat these things, but otherwise they will die. So what you get is like every single Aussie household, especially in like the Brisbane, Queensland kind of northern bit, fucking full of frogs all the time. They hang around in like it's not uncommon to find 15 or 20 just hanging around in your garden. Like they just exist. They're everywhere. So in order to combat this, the Aussie government basically declared open war on cane toads since forever. So the Aussies taking things into their own hand decided to go. I went through the very stringent scientific process of going on Reddit to look up the most.
Oh my god! You ended up on Reddit.
I ended up on Australian Reddit, and I ended up looking up. Okay, what's the best solution to all these cane toads in my garden? What does Reddit say? And I'll give you a short list of the answers here. The most common ones I found. 9-iron golf club. That's a classic, apparently. You can't really go wrong with a good heavy swat with a golf club. Wooden spikes. Apparently, if you just stake them down, it attracts more that you can then stake down.
So that sounds like you get all your kids together, you spike a toe down, and then get the kids to spike the rest of them.
Yes.
It's a whole nice...
It can be a family event.
It's a whole afternoon out. It's nice. Then have some tea and some crumpets. That's great. That sounds nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's Aussie Barbie. I don't know.
Like some
make
prawns, a Barbie,
shrimp, whatever.
That's some toads. They're right there. You can't eat them though.
Yeah, you can't really eat them. I mean, people eat poisonous animals like pufferfish and stuff, but I don't think the toad has like a particularly succulent liver you can use or something like that. There's nothing good eating on these toads, man. They're just disgusting creatures.
I mean, the French eat frog legs, don't they?
Yeah, they eat very particular kinds of frog leg. I don't think they'll eat cane toads. Besides, you think the Aussies
Did they try to sell it to them?
That's a good question. I don't actually know.
That's a business opportunity that is missed.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a restriction on exporting.
A poisonous toad, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds like something that can happen.
Other weapons of choice include machetes. One guy listed, this brand of machete, the Werno Axo machete, only one that will effectively cut through a cane toad in one swipe. Axes was a big one. Hand axes, log chopping axes if in the more rural areas. Sledgehammers will do if you're in the more urban environment. But it does say underneath these Reddit posts, be warned, the mess will be smelly.
Of course it is.
And will take some cleaning if you do it on cement. So try and kill them on the grass.
But still, you still have to clean it afterwards, though.
Yeah, I guess, but they'll just wait for the rain or wait for some other frogs. Or I don't know.
You know how we have the green bins for gardening? Do you think they have like a toad-shaped bin?
We'll get back to that. Give me a sec.
Okay, cool.
The other thing that was really, really common was a thing called hop stop. I didn't know what a thing called hop stop was. I had to look it up.
Sounds fun. And
it does.
It's made for children.
It is. It's also, it's not child safe at all, but you could use it with, if you're a child. It's basically a spray can of like fly killer, but for toads.
Wow.
So you just go in and just go, "Rah, covering fire," just spread everywhere. And the frogs all asphyxiate themselves and die very, very quickly, apparently.
Wow. I mean, listen, when you're desperate, you come up with solutions.
Yeah.
You're probably poisoning the ground as well and the air around you, but hey-ho, no more toads.
It's better than the traditional version of this product, which was basically just to get a whole bunch of bleach and just spray it on the toads. Do not spray bleach in your garden, people, even to kill things.
Well, it will kill your grass for sure.
It'll kill your grass. It'll kill like anything that's living in the soil there. You kind of want your soil to stay healthy, guys. You might need to grow shit on it someday. So
maybe.
Hey, if the economy keeps going the way it's going, hey...
You can eat the toads you just killed.
All, like, the tiny piece of them that's edible.
Well, probably the legs, because it looks like it has big-ass legs. Look like drumsticks.
Big-ass poisonous legs, yeah. Like, you have to... Maybe the poison, if you cook it, like, turns into, like, a caramelized goo. Maybe it comes, like, crackling. Frog crackling.
Well, sounds great, man. I can't wait.
Frog crackling. Sorry, that's just a fun combination of words. Funny enough, you did mention like having a frog bin, though. Here's what the Australian government, does now that they, kind of want people to stop being complete psychos when it comes to frogs and like murdering them with kitchen knives and shit. Although lots of people still do, and they ignore the government completely because it's Australia.
Why would you listen?
Why would you listen to the Australian government? I mean, they basically don't exist. So
they're based on the English government, so they're probably as useless.
Yeah, they're basically as useless as ours. Yeah. So what the Australian government's official strategy is now, they want you to not kill the toads. They want you to put on a pair of safety protective gloves.
Okay.
Take the toads, you put them in a bag.
Yeah.
Then you freeze them over 2 days. You freeze them to death because apparently that's the least painful way to kill them.
Dude, they're invasive species. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, they're frogs. I mean, they're toads. They're not like, whatever. Some environmental activists might say, oh, toads are people too. No, they're not.
They're not.
They're very, very different, and they keep destroying things, so you kind of need to just get rid of them quickly. But the other thing that they want you to do is put them in a bucket and take them to special disposal centres, which, to be honest, like, that sounds like half an hour's worth of effort at the least, just packing up all these frogs.
No, it's 2 days. It's basically 2 days of keeping them in a freezer next to your meat.
Yeah.
Just keeping a poisonous frog next to your meat. Oh, we're going to have a
separate freezer?
Yeah, and then who's paying for my electricity?
Yeah, the government's not giving you extra money for murdering those cane toads, man. Like,
so they're not paying you for murdering toads?
No, they should. They should give $1 a piece, Get thousands of them,
Yeah. Oh, dude, people will solve the problem.
Small children will form gangs to solve that problem and also make pocket money,
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a company out there being like, oh, cool, dude, we just can kill like 20 of them. That's $20 in less than an hour. Let's do this.
Well, basically, the same company that does this also does the very important work of, if you see any toad spawn, any of their frog spawn, any of their eggs lying around, you tell these guys and they come and they take it away. Like incinerate it, I guess,
But I assume they're incinerating shit because that's how you get rid of bodies.
The funny thing is, the Australians on the Reddit pages that I went onto, they didn't really seem to listen to this advice. In fact, a lot of people were saying, it's actually like really inconvenient to freeze frogs really slowly, so I'm just going to kill them. I take my government issued bucket and I just put a bunch of frogs in there and then I spray it with the hop stop until they die. It's much faster, and then you can just chuck the frogs into the bin.
And you're done with it. Yeah.
Nice
I mean,
quick.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, but I'm not going to waste half of my day just killing frogs.
Knowing you, we probably would waste half the day killing frogs, but we'd be doing it with a golf club. Because how often do you get to, smack an animal around and feel like a good guy? Very often.
Here's a business opportunity. We take tourists from the UK, give them golf clubs, and we're like, this is a special Aussie pastime, killing toads. And we charge people to kill toads in their fucking garden. And then we charge these people because we're bringing them there. So we're making money on both ends.
See, that would be a good business solution. I'm sure we're not the first people to have thought of it, though.
Hey, I haven't seen that. Would you like me to look it up? I'll look it up. I don't think anybody's toad killing in Australia right now.
Well, at least not professionally. I mean, everyone just sort of takes care of their own back garden, and that's the whole plan, you know? I mean, as far as dispersed sort of, unorganized action, it works quite well, I think. Apparently the cane toad numbers have been going down, but
good.
Which is good, very good indeed. But we're not really sure if the cane toads are being, if it's just everyone with their mallets that's managing to get rid of all of them, or if it's the fact that crows have now worked out how to kill them without dying.
Oh, love crows.
Crows are clever bastards.
But here's another question, going back. Are the sugarcane beetles dead yet?
No. No, it's still a problem.
So that didn't do anything.
They invented pesticides and that helped, but there's still tons of sugarcane beetles. And the thing is, I can relate, because I've had, those sugarcane beetles are tiny little beetles that, go inside the cane, and you can't see them from the outside.
Yeah.
You only notice they're there when, half of your cane suddenly starts dying, because something's sucking all the sap out.
Okay.
And you can't really get rid of them without, just cutting your losses, basically.
Yeah.
So this happened to my courgettes last year, and it was very, very annoying, and I was really wishing I could just, introduce some animal that would solve the problem for me.
Yeah, you were meant to be the animal to solve the problem, dude.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it meant having to, hack apart my plants, and I didn't really have much left after that. So I didn't get any fucking courgettes. No. And it's all the fault of these bloody beetles, man. And
you mean zucchinis, right?
Courgettes, all right? We are not Americans. We do not call them zucchinis. I don't know why they renamed that.
I'm just trying to...
you just get fine. Whatever. Yeah, that's a pretty, sort of short and succinct summary of the cane toad situation. But it is a really, really good example of why, you probably shouldn't fuck with nature when you don't know what you're doing. And...
Yeah. But what I assume this was back in the day, as in... We're talking 1800s when
No, this is the 1930s they did this.
Dude, come on. I was genuinely going with it because I'm it's the 1800s. They don't know what they're doing, bless them.
By the 30s, you think they would have figured some of it out?
Yeah, of course you would. You would have to. You would have to have a brain by that point.
I guess not really. I mean... I think after the war was when people started becoming what you might think of as modern sensibilities. It's when we sort of got over this idea of, hey, let's just fuck with things and see what happens, And Australia took a little bit of a while to catch up because it's, Australia. So
Why are you hating Australia so much right now?
Oh, fuck it, I can. They hate us just as much.
Yeah, because you sent all your slaves there.
We kind of did, yeah.
And then all your prisoners. And
yeah, we did do that.
Oh, fucking British.
Whoopsie. Speaking of the UK, though, we have a ton of invasive species of our own. None of them are as seriously damaging as the cane toad. You're smirking at me because you've seen what's on the top of my list here.
No. I just, a bad joke came to head. I can't say it.
Oh, God.
I can't be recorded.
Oh, God. No, you're not going on record saying that. Otherwise, I'll start making jokes about Romanians. Anyway. One of the biggest and most famous ones that we have over here, the most invasive species, is, of course, the grey squirrel. Grey squirrel, famously not from here. I
knew that for a fact.
You knew that for a fact, yes, of course. I knew that you already knew this, but I knew it would be of particular interest to you that the larger squirrels.
I do appreciate that.
And it fucks up all your squirrel calculations as well, because you can't really apply red squirrels and grey squirrels to the same metric.
Well, no, so all my squirrel calculations are on grey squirrel because they're the most common one. They're about 20 centimeters tall, and they're about, I think, 6 centimeters wide, if you have to look at it. I worked it out, remember? I used to do building shit before, just because it was fun for me.
There we go. Andre stacking squirrel skulls to make a huge fortress of them for his...
Yeah.
Because apparently he's some sort of owl now. But yeah, grey squirrels came over from North America at some point. I think it was accidental. I don't know if it was done deliberately or not. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was on a British boat.
Yes, of course it was. But I think it was an accident. But they are a lot bigger and more aggressive than red squirrels. They also eat a lot more, and they produce a lot more babies. So they basically just cover the entire country now. And everyone just thinks that's a regular squirrel,
So there's, I think I heard somebody say that the red squirrels are coming back in the north.
Really?
So they're repopulating the north slowly.
Oh, that's
But
good.
I'm not sure if the gray squirrels are sort of dying off up there, because otherwise they will be very territorial about it.
That's true. I wonder if there's going to be like some sort of civil war, like between the
Squirrels
squirrels.
war.
It would make the Red Wall books a lot interesting, you know?
But no, because it would be more of a revolt, because the red squirrels, they're so little and they're so concentrated on Brownsea Island down in Poole.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's a Red Scare, but it's squirrels instead of communists.
Yeah. they're all coming out of that one island in Poole.
Yeah, literally. Like the one isolated island is their, like, you know, ground base, and they're just going to launch attacks over the
There's
sea.
a castle there, fun enough, which is owned by Waitrose for some reason.
Owned by Waitrose?
Yeah, so it's an actual trust, and Waitrose as a company, which is Morrison's, whatever it's called, not Morrison's, whatever the big name for Waitrose is, that has the umbrella company with John Lewis and all that.
Yeah.
So they own that castle. You know the castle on Brownsea Island?
Yeah.
It's owned by them.
But
It's in their trust, yeah.
That messes with my brain. Why are corporations owning castles?
I don't know. Somehow they inherited it from somewhere. But if you do work for them for I don't know how many years, you can go stay in the castle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's because it's technically a hotel, but it's only for internals. You can't go from outside and be. So you have to go work for Morrison's, for Waitrose and all that if you want to go stay in that castle.
I know a lady who works for Waitrose. I should ask her if she's ever been swept off to
I think you need to be
Brownsea
a
Island.
manager level or some sort.
Oh, that's bullshit.
I don't
man.
think the kids in Waitrose are going to be like, oh, I'm going for my holidays in Brownsea Island in the castle.
Well, they get shares, don't they? I mean, that's part of the appeal for working there, isn't it? So why not go to the island?
Well, the kids still get shares.
I'm pretty sure everyone who works at Waitrose gets shares, yeah. Not very many, but, you know, enough.
A share is a share.
A share is a share is a share.
Yeah. Anyway,
go
on,
avoiding Waitrose because I'm forced to shop there by it being right next to my house, but I don't like the place. Other things that have invaded the UK recently: Asian hornets. Hornets, giant fucking bee-killing hornets, which you have probably seen in various YouTube videos.
Yeah, they're horrible, and they're killing the bees, so that's even worse, you know?
Yeah, they're a huge problem, especially in Japan and China and places like that. If you want to, there's a whole entire YouTube channels dedicating to how to trap and kill these hornets. Basically, you put sticky things down by your beehives, and with a little bit of bait in the middle, and the hornets just land on it. And the thing folds closed like a book, so it's like about the size of an A4 piece of paper. This glue trap then closes up. You can just chuck it in the bin, put down another glue trap. And
wouldn't that attract your bees?
No, it wouldn't. There's a special thing that makes them the bees stay away, but the hornet's attracted to it.
That's smart, because then you will kill your bee population. You know?
Yeah, you don't want to kill your bee population.
Yeah, they're great. Bees are great. Love bees.
Yeah, bees are pretty good at defending themselves, but it does take a while for them to do it. And if there's lots of hornets...
Fun fact about bees.
Yeah.
You know, the big boys, what they're called, the male bees.
Bumblebees?
The bumblebees, right? So bees don't have a need for... Bumblebees don't create any honey. So they don't actually collect pollen for the hive itself.
Bloody freeloaders.
So their only goal in life is to procreate with the queen. That's their only goal in life. When winter comes, they all get expelled from the colony and get killed. As in, the bees will rip their wings off and leave them outside because they don't produce anything. The queens don't procreate, and then they're like, fuck off. Because you're not going to eat our honey all winter and not do anything, which is great. I love that idea.
Well, just like, systematic genocide of people. Throwing people out of a specific place.
No.
I starved to death.
No. I did not say that. I was not going down that route, okay? I was talking bees, like actual bees.
Andre's world of eugenics. Do.
Oh, dude. Or you make me out as a mastermind in crime. Can you not?
You keep doing it yourself, man. You keep saying, "Oh, well, if I was these bees, what I would do is I would simply orchestrate."
No.
I would simply mechanize the portion. As soon as the bumblebee gains a certain amount of weight.
I'm not a psychopath, okay? I'm not a psychopath.
If there was crime involving bees, you'd be telling people how to do it better right now.
Well, I reckon I could, but I won't. I don't do crime. I'm poor, man.
Yeah, that's true.
If I would have started doing, if all of a sudden I drive a nicer car, You know what happened.
I'm going to ask you if you're being like groomed by county lines gangs or something. Like, is your friend showing up with mysterious gifts and expensive articles that they did not have before and don't have the money for? They may be groomed by a gang. That's a genuine safeguarding thing that we have to look out for. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. If some kid like shows up in brand new shit and they're like, I'm like, where'd you get the money for all this? And they're like, I got some money in it, and then it's just like, oh, really? Oh, really? From where? That's the kind of thing you need to look out for if you're dealing with disadvantaged kids. Fun fact for the audience.
Okay. Moving on.
No, well, not quite moving
dark.
on.
As in, continue with your story, sir.
Well, the Asian hornets, right? So they actually did manage to establish pretty serious foothold in the UK. For a little bit, for the summer of 2016. Then the British government basically went, nope, and squashed the whole fucking lot. They murdered a lot of hornets.
Good.
Very, very good. There's now an app, basically. If you ever see any Asian hornets anywhere, your job is to report it to the government so they can come along, find out what the problem is, find the nest, burn it. I think it's a simple, sustainable system.
I mean, if it kills your bee population, it's like bees are so helpful for everything.
Yeah, exactly. We make very good honey over here,
Yeah.
We kind of...
Well, it's not just the honey, Billy. It's the fact that beehives, if you put them in a field that you're growing anything, you will automatically have better yields of everything, because what bees do just literally move from one thing to another, and all of a sudden all the pollen gets moved around and all the seeds get moved around. Bees are the most phenomenal creatures on this planet.
They're very, very cool little things, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're keeping them around and keeping them in the UK by getting rid of the hornets.
Population planet-wise, it is dwindling slowly.
Yeah, which is probably partly because of these fucking hornets, man. Because it's like every other week you see something on YouTube about hornet death.
Can I put a beehive in your garden?
Why?
Because
I could put a beehive in my garden, but
I'll do the beehive. Can I use your garden though? I live in a flat. I have nowhere to put it.
I mean, you could.
Oh, thanks. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, maybe. This could be an interesting business venture. I do like making mead.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
I know, right? I know. Anyway, discussions for later. Another thing from Asia that's kind of fucking our shit up over here. Lots of people will know this one. Japanese knotweed. Have you ever heard of it?
No, is it a plant?
It is a plant, yes. Invasive species, not just me animals. A lot of the plants that sort of rule the UK at the moment are invasive. Rhododendron bushes, you know what they are?
I don't know anything about plants, Billy. Not gonna lie to you.
Okay, I forgot you didn't grow up here. Okay. When I was a Boy Scout, right, when I was very, very little.
You were a Boy Scout.
Yeah, laugh it up. It taught me useful things, like how to make fires out of very little things. So the other thing it taught me how to do was play in rhododendron bushes, because they're big and they basically act as like jungle gyms. Like, they're big, they got like thick branches on the inside. If you're a little kid, you can climb around inside them. It's great fun. All of the rhododendron bushes were actually imported from Spain, and they just swept over everything and took out like entire forests on the way.
Wow. Is that because they just grow really quickly and everything else didn't have chance to?
They grow really quickly. They're very tough. They cover up huge parts of like the ground.
So nothing underneath it gets any sun.
Nothing underneath it gets any sun. And also they pass diseases between trees that they're immune to, but other native trees are not.
Oh, wow.
So a whole lot of England's forest got damaged by that.
Let me guess. Somebody wanted a fence out of this.
I imagine it was... I couldn't find specifically who brought it over, but it was deliberately imported. I think they thought, oh, it makes purple flowers. Those are pretty. And then it just a tidal wave of bushes just taking over the entire country.
Plants is not something they can really control, because their seeds are spread with the wind.
With the wind and with bees, yeah. So it's actually really difficult to control plants. Japanese knotweed in particular is very difficult because it spreads via root networks. It doesn't spread via wind or it spreads underground. So what you'll have in places like London, for example, is you'll have like sort of these little bumps developing in the tarmac of like the roads, and then all of a sudden, and I do mean all of a sudden, over the next couple of days, shitloads of Japanese knotweed just comes through.
Well, what would they import Japanese knotweed for?
As you say, it was for Oriental gardens in the 1800s.
Oh, fuck's sake!
Because guys in the 1800s fucking loved stealing other people's shit, including their plants and fauna.
Also
slaves and whatever. But yeah,
I'm really attacking you today.
It's fine. But yeah, it basically grows like bamboo. It grows really quickly. If you know anything about bamboo, Chinese bamboo torture, have bamboo grow through your legs, whatever. Because it grows so quickly, And because it grows so quickly, it will fuck up like huge swaths of like, tarmac and human buildings and whatever. The the London Council actually has a specific law in place. If you have Japanese knotweed in your garden and you do not get rid of it and burn the fucking thing, they will come around your house, they will do it for you and then fine you. They could also...
what, are they gonna actually go and dig up your garden and find all the roots?
Yeah, you got to get the shit out, man, because otherwise it's going to be growing in the foundations of next door's house and causing subsidence. You don't want that,
So where can I get some of that stuff?
You've got a long-term plan to fuck up your boss's house, have you?
I know a couple of people.
You're just going to go
They happen to have a garden.
The thing is, if you wanted to, this would be a great way to fuck up your place of work long term as well. Like, if you didn't like a place,
the day you leave, you just chuck it.
Oh, guys, I've got you all a present. I hope you plant it in the garden. It works for it. It's some Japanese knotweed. See, it's in a nice pot here.
No, you're not gonna tell them it's that. They can look it up and then like, oh, it's an invasive species. Oh, this asshole. You just be like, this is making pretty flowers. Me no noi planti. So. You act stupid, be like, this beautiful flower for you. There you go.
There you go. Just make sure you plant it in a place with lots of sun. Yeah, there you go. Hypothetically fucking over pubs aside, it is actually illegal to not do anything about your massive growth of Japanese knotweed. So if you do have any of this in your garden and you do identify it, get rid of it, or the council will come and like fuck you up over it. I think it's a good idea. You really should report that kind of stuff if you see it. If you see it cracking up the road or whatever.
Say it.
Sort of. Yeah. That's the transport police. But whatever. Don't call the transport police. They will have no idea what you're on about. But call the council. That's their job to deal with that shit. Speaking of things that were brought over here in the 1800s to amuse some rich fat cunts and then immediately got loose, have you ever heard of a muntjac?
No, a muntjac, no.
It's otherwise known as the Reeves muntjac. It's a deer. It's a type of deer that comes mostly from mainland China. Okay. And the coolest thing about these deer is you'll see as you're looking the picture up on your phone right now, it's a deer with tusks. It's adorable. It's so cute. You look confused, but it's so adorable.
I was just trying to find it.
I know you're trying to spell muntjac. It's Muntjac. It's a weird word.
That's a weird
It kind of sounds like some sort of English slur. Oh, I love she's a right muntjac.
As in a monk jack.
No, it's a muntjac. It's got a T in it.
Oh, it does. It does.
Bless you, man.
Hey, man, don't. Why does it have tusks?
That's a good question. I don't know.
It's so cute, though.
I know, they're adorable. They're like really cute, stubby little deer with tusks.
I reckon they're delicious.
They probably are. They are actually listed on the things that it's okay to like hunt in the UK. You can have like hunting season for these things. They probably taste just as good as regular deer.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I can't believe you made that pun. What are you going to do, the no idea joke next?
Oh. I will remember that one for next time.
Oh, God, no. I've given him more puns to work with. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, the universe. Why have I done this? But yeah, basically a bunch of rich people took these in for their little private collections that they used to have. Now they're basically everywhere in the UK, mostly in Wales, funnily enough. I guess the climate's just a bit nicer for them there. But...
And there's a lot more mountains and there are a lot more things to do. It's much greener most of the time, and there's hills, there's rivers. I love Wales.
Wales is very nice.
If you couldn't tell, I really love Wales. If I could get a job in Wales, I'll be gone tomorrow. If me and Carolyn can get a job in Wales, we'll be gone. I was going to say, like, one game. Not even in Wales could you afford that. No, Wales. It's all right. It's rightly priced, but there's no jobs up there.
Yeah, poor things. Maybe there's a job collecting these guys, collecting these little muntjacs as they scamper around. I mean, they got beautiful fur. You could probably make a really nice, like, tanned hide out of it.
Dude, I don't want to learn a whole new skill set.
What, hunting and trapping?
Yeah.
I think you'd be great at it. You got a beard for it already, You're already half the way there, dude.
That's offensive to my people, Bill.
How?
To beer people. It's
how?
Like just putting us in this sort of... Just let's go on.
You're not all lumberjacks. You don't all look the same to me.
Yeah. Okay. We're not all the same mold, all right?
You don't all have no.
Just because we all have beards, wear shirts with and have axes all the time. That doesn't mean we're lumberjacks, man.
You don't all dress in women's clothing and hang around in bars. No one's going to get that joke. Anyway. Yeah, so they basically got released everywhere. This is kind of a problem because what they do, there's a lot of reforestation efforts in the UK, people trying to plant new trees. And
let me guess, they're eating the
they
saplings.
eat the shit out of those saplings, man. They fucking love that stuff. It's like planting Twixes next to a school. Like someone's gonna fucking find the Twix plant. These guys are all over the Welsh hills, which is probably why there's not that many trees. But they're very, very cool little things. They're very cute. They're not like a huge problem, but they are just sort of...
They're a problem, nonetheless.
They are. They also don't really have natural predators because there's no really big, predators in England. There's no wolves anymore. Usually the wolves would have kept these guys
you kind of messed up that one.
Yeah, Cromwell did. He just didn't like wolves. So he decided to exterminate them
You
all.
heard about the story about the wolves in Yellowstone, right? They brought wolves back to Yellowstone after I don't know how long. I think it was Yellowstone Park.
Yes, it was, yeah.
And apparently the whole environment completely shifted in the positive.
Yeah.
So new plant life coming back and new birds, new animals.
Even the deer population stabilized.
Everything just went in such a good manner just because they brought the wolves back.
It makes a lot of sense, they kick the wolves out. There's causing a problem. Bring the wolves back. Why not?
We should bring wolves back here.
We should. I think there's efforts to do it in Scotland, but I'm not sure about here yet. Keep us posted. If you're listening this far and you're in the comments, let us know. How is it? Do you know of any wolf repopulation activities? Leave a little comment down below. Another more famous thing that's also been released, for some reason only in London. We have a very specific invasive species of parakeets.
Oh yeah, I knew you were gonna bring up the parakeets.
Yeah, well, they are. Having been to London a few times, they are a serious fucking issue, man. They're everywhere.
Yeah, but they don't do any harm. What harm are they doing?
Well, besides making constant tweeting noises.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cute.
Yeah, it's really, really cute in the middle of the night when they're just like beep beep. Beep, 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 beep. If you live anywhere near a park, that's what it's like.
Close the window. You're fine. They're parakeets. They deserve to be alive.
There's one of the things they do is they like to impersonate things. They impersonate sounds. So, for example, bup, bup. The thing that when you lock or unlock your car, they used to really enjoy impersonating that. Ringtones, when those first came out, they start like do 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 do.
You're out on my phone. No, it's
yeah. There's a fucking parakeet again. They're all over London, and for some reason, they don't seem to leave London as an area. I'm not entirely sure why.
It's not warmer in London, is it?
I mean, maybe it's the heat, because it is slightly warmer than it should be in London, just because of the concrete,
Well, that's in the summers. In the winters, it's just fucking miserable up there.
Yeah, it's the same as everywhere else in England. But in the summers, it's quite warm. Maybe that's why they stay there. Maybe you just hit the nail on the head with that one.
I'm that good, man. I'm that good.
And the thing is, my partner Chloe says this to me, there's no dead parakeets. You never you see pigeon feathers everywhere, but you don't see parakeet feathers very often.
Oh, you reckon cats don't hunt them?
I reckon they're too smart for the cats, to be honest. They're parakeets. They're not daft, I mean, it'd have to take a seriously dedicated team of cats to climb up some of those trees and get all of those parakeets, man. They're really, really,
the
really...
hitmen of cats.
It literally have to be an organized gang of cats, and I haven't actually seen cats get that organized before.
The cats don't organize. They hate each other.
They literally do. Yeah, they don't really have natural predators, do parakeets, at least not here. Usually they'd be other birds taking them out, but there aren't any here. So it's one of those things. Do we then release a shitload of peregrine falcons to just take them out of the skies?
Funny story.
And then have a peregrine problem? Peregrine problem? Yeah, peregrine problem.
Funny story. When I worked in Seatown a while back, a guy was coming every Friday morning. He was hired by the council to come with his falcon. He had a trained falcon to scare all the seagulls away from the seafront.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because they're such a big problem. The council's like, bring a falcon. The guy just had a falcon, and I petted the falcon.
That must be the coolest job in the world. Just you get to hang around on the beach.
He's the guy's falcon, right? So I'll just go.
Yeah,
and it was.
He's just there, having a fag, drinking a beer, chilling out on the beach while the falcon's just dive bombing seagulls and
so
knocking them out of the sky.
How many seagulls did you kill? Well, not you, the falcon. He's like, he doesn't kill anything, but all the seagulls go away because they're afraid of him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm like, how imposing are you?
Falcons are dangerous things, man. If you're a bird, they'll just knock you out of the sky. They don't give a fuck,
Anyway.
Before we get to talking about an invasion of falcons, Here's a fun little one that we kind of did deliberately, and we kind of did it for a reason. Have you heard of the Cavendish banana?
Yes.
Of course you have. It's in every single shop in the entire world.
Yes.
And do you know why the Cavendish banana is really, really popular all over the world?
Because the original banana died off.
It did, horrifyingly, with a massive fungal crisis, yes.
So they have to reinvent the banana.
Yeah, we did. And the thing is with, these bananas is that they're not technically an invasive species. They're a genetically modified species that we made.
Completely. They don't even have seeds inside of them.
Nope, they do
anymore.
not. They cannot reproduce. In fact, they are all still taking genetic samples from the same plant in order to breed all of the bananas.
Well, it's going to be the same with the old breed of bananas. At one point, you're going to get one fungus, kills them all off.
That is the problem, yes. Luckily, that fungus hasn't arrived yet, but do not be surprised if one day, all of the Cavendish bananas suddenly become weak to, I think it was originally called the Panama fungus because that's what happened to the old lot, which were, funnily enough, they were called Big Mike bananas. Or Gros Michel, because the guy who named them was French. But, the Big Mike bananas, they all just got completely crushed by this fungus. And it could happen to the Cavendishes as well.
Oh, nice. Can't wait.
Because they're all literally clones of each other. So
it's going to be nice and easy for the fungus. The fungus is going to have a field day.
Oh, yeah. As soon as that fungus works its shit out, it's just going to tear through everything. And, we're going to be like, oh, well, I guess we have to genetically, splice together another fruit then. And
I'm pretty sure you can take a strawberry, strawberry and banana milkshakes, take the gene of the banana and take the gene of the strawberry, combine them so you taste of a sour strawberry banana. Done. One fruit, just add milk. You're done. Strawberry and banana milkshakes.
And you're trying to convince people you're not a supervillain? This is like some Megamind shit. Come on, man. That's totally
It's a
Megamind
great
thing.
idea, though.
It's like, I've made strawberry bananas. The global markets will suffer under the will of my innovation.
Yeah, it's just going to kill the strawberry industry and the banana industry at the same time.
Fuck it. Maybe it's worth it. For convenience,
Yeah.
Give me convenience
Just
or
grab
give
the
me
fruit. It's probably going to look like a strawberry, but it's going to taste like a banana mixed with the strawberry.
The problem is, the sad thing about the old bananas going away is the old bananas were so much nicer.
I don't remember, did we ever actually have any?
Yeah, well, I haven't actually eaten any because they all got wiped out in the 50s. We're not that old yet. But I think I've seen, you can see the old adverts where they're, cutting up a banana. It's about a foot long. It's about the size of your forearm. It's thick. It looks delicious. It's, much bigger and better than the bananas we have now. And now we're just
made
sort
that
of stuck.
sexual for some reason. It's like you looked into, making it sexual for some reason.
Dude, how? That's entirely
Just
your
go have a
brain.
plantain if you want something big, thick, and juicy.
Fucking hell, man. I wasn't even going there, and you decided to... gutter mind. Speaking of the gutter and rolling in shit, though, America.
Sorry, I had to move away for a second.
I thought that was a good segue.
It's a great segue.
America has, is no stranger to, invasive species, smallpox, for example. Americans themselves, they're...
I wanted to do that joke, Billy.
Nah, I beat you to it. Sorry. But yeah, but the major thing they're having at the moment, and you've probably heard about this one, massive problem with feral pigs.
Feral pigs?
Feral pigs are literally storming across the southwest and the southeast of the United States.
Nice.
The population of feral pigs is at the moment between 6 or 9 million. These are European pigs that we brought over when we sort of invaded the place, all those years ago. What happened was a few of those pigs escaped into the wild. And what happens to a pig when it escapes into the wild?
Goes feral.
It goes feral and it becomes a wild boar. It starts growing hair again. It gets tusks again. And all of a sudden, it's a real fucking problem.
That's fun. I mean, they should do what we do every year in Romania. We have hunting parties every year.
Oh, yeah. The Americans
boars.
have been. You're telling me the Americans don't want to do hunting parties for these things? That was kind of what drew my attention to it. Because in order to, these things cause billions in agricultural damage every year. They trample crops. There's millions of them. They breed like fucking rabbits. You can't really stop them. So what they decided to do, of course, it's projected, by the way, that you need to kill 66% of the pig population every year just to maintain the numbers as they are. That's how fast these things breed.
So why don't you just start killing 80% of the population?
That's what they started doing because they love insane hunting parties. So,
dude, here's an idea, right? Oh, get a helicopter.
oh, dude, they've already started at
Did
that.
they?
Yeah,
No.
in Texas.
They beat me to the point. Oh, because I'm just like, get a helicopter, get a machine gun, and an M6 or whatever. Just sit on top of the helicopter, make people pay you to do it. Oh, it's gonna be
all these things you've mentioned already happening for years,
God,
man. The Texans beat you to it because, of course.
How about the bazooka? They didn't do a bazooka yet. I want to have an original idea. Let's grab a tank.
let's get an armored squadron out there, an F-35, a fucking submarine, whatever.
Submarine. Just put it on a truck and it
just pops out like deep. Just nuke the hogs. Fuck it.
They're already cooked after that.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to eat them. But yeah, in order to prevent the population explosion, they have to go basically hog wild. So of course,
said my puns are bad.
Of course, the Texans decided to go, as they call it, heli-hogging.
They even have a good name for it. I hate them. I hate them so much.
I know. I mean, this is exactly what your brain is designed for. To take the idea, okay, we need to accomplish something very complicated and management intensive.
Yeah.
Let's solve the problem. And you came up with the perfect solution, which they already came up with. You know, it's a shame.
didn't know there was a problem to begin with. That's my fault. I should have looked into this problem before.
But yeah, it's basically kind of like a Texan pastime now to just go up in a helicopter, pay like a few $100 or whatever for the privilege, go out for an hour, just shoot as many hogs as you can from the fucking helicopter, land back down. Some other guys will go out and pick up the meat,
Nice. Have you ever had hog meat?
Wild boar, yes I have. Yeah. I've had wild boar sausage, it's very good.
Why, they're amazing.
It's very dense.
Oh yeah, they're very gamey.
Yeah, thick, sweet, gamey meat. Now who's turning it sexual? It's you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, these guys typically kill 6 to 27 pigs per trip on those helicopters. Not quite as efficient as you would like it. Now, the good thing about these pigs is that they are pigs, so their meat can actually be eaten. Slight downside, if you try and eat them like you eat a regular pig, it's not going to work because they got, their bodies are infested with parasites. They have like diseases that you wouldn't get in regular pigs because of their diet. The meat tastes very different, like lots of problems. You have to really know how to.
So it probably needs to be over-processed.
It needs to be quite processed. It needs to be smoked or something like that. Smoked, slow cooked, it's something that you can eat. It's just difficult and it's expensive, so the meat is not exactly cheap when it comes out.
And it's not like you want to go out and start vaccinating them so they'll be able to beat, because you kind of want to kill them, not make them healthier.
Yeah, just let's make them breed better. Yeah, that'll work.
They die less of a disease now.
The parasites part really isn't fun. There have been lots of cases of people who eat like sort of wild meat like that hasn't been sterilized or cooked properly, and they end up with like tunneling internal parasites.
Nice.
And most of them are now working in the American government. So I'm not joking. RFK
the parasites.
Jr.
Okay, you mean the parasites.
Yeah. But no, RFK Jr., the head of Health and Human Services and noted complete fucking nutjob, he had part of his brain eaten by one of these parasites.
Oh, that explains it?
Yeah. Apparently it tunneled like into part of his brain and then died. So he had to have surgery to extract the dead like brain worm from his actual brain. Fun fact about the guy who's leading the anti-vax push over there.
It's insane.
There are other methods that have been used besides the helicopters and just shooting the pigs outright. Hunting dogs, for example. Packs of hunting dogs make sense to track a pack of pigs.
I feel like they're making a new problem with making packs of hunting dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, they're hunting dogs. They're trained enough. What, you think the dogs are going to go feral?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Because it's like every single time you have a problem and you try to solve it with another animal, I just have a feeling it's going to become worse. Funny story. Actually, I have a story. This is me actually living through it. Well, not through the whole thing, but experience. You know the cat population in Cyprus? It's absolutely out of control.
Yes.
Do you know why?
Because people brought cats over.
Do you know why?
Because they wanted to kill mice?
Snakes.
Ah.
So the British got there and was like, oh no, look, there's a snake. So what we're
it
gonna
might
do?
be slightly risky to my health.
So
Armstrong, have it killed.
So what they did is they brought a whole container full of fucking cats to the island and let them go.
Wait, but how did they herd them into the container?
I don't know how, because herding cats.
Yeah,
Well, so they brought the cats over. They let them go. They don't have a snake population problem. They have a cat population problem. There's literal fucking herds of cats.
Oh, I bet.
If you go into Cyprus on some streets, like I'm not gonna lie, dude. My path to work. I was walking past a herd of cats, and for some reason the government still feeds these cats. I love cats, but can you not? Can you just, sterilize them so they stop reproducing so much? And they were just chucking dry food at them, and you just hear a herd of cats, like a sea of cats on the street. Then in this car park, just hundreds of cats.
Were you not tempted just to go, yay, and jump into the
They're
middle?
feral cats, dude. They will fuck you up.
And give you
Feral
rabies,
cats,
yeah.
basically, they have little knives attached to them, and they're not afraid to fucking kill you.
That's true. Australia, I didn't mention this, but Australia also has cats as an invasive species because they're not native to there. And of course, people brought over cats as pets. They released them, and now they have 6.8 billion cats, eating all the marsupial rodents and the possums and everything.
There's a story about a cat in America. I'm not sure if it's true, the story. I'm not sure how much time we have left, but anyway. So there's a story about this cat in America. Apparently, this guy got himself a barn cat. This was the most amazing, the best hunter, the cream of the crop of all the cats, of the barn cats. This cat literally killed the whole population of rodents, birds, and anything that is smaller than it in about a mile's radius around the house.
Nice.
So this cat was so good at hunting, it killed absolutely everything. There was nothing, no mice, no birds, no nothing was coming close to this guy's house. That's why they're invasive, because you shouldn't do that. You're ruining the environment. If it kills around the barn, fine, but if it kills a mile around the whole house.
That's a big territory for one cat.
Yeah. Cats, I love cats.
Cats are lovely, but one thing they're not good for is hunting pigs. And
No.
they're good for smaller things. For pigs, not so much.
Oh, dude, America, lions. Get fucking lions, dude. Get lions.
Just bring in a lion population to just hunt all the pigs. Oh, that's such a good idea.
Just bring lions.
And then the lions just say, actually, these pigs don't taste very good. We're just going to kill everything else.
Hey, listen. Have they tried
cane
lions?
toads.
Lions on helicopters.
Oh,
That's
God.
all I'm gonna say.
Just throwing lions out of helicopters, go, be free.
That's
Just pouncing from orbit onto the fucking pigs.
problem solved. You're welcome, America. I'll wait for my check.
The way they actually, because there is, efforts to keep the hog population down, and they have been pretty successful. They use a thing, fun fact, they have to use circular pens in order to trap these huge families of pigs, because otherwise they'll just pile into a corner and just break out. Yeah. So if there's no corners, the pigs don't know where to put the pressure, you see. So they build giant circular traps and bait them in slowly until the entire family of pigs is in this corral, as they call it. Then boom, shut the gate, drop a net on the top of them, then just shoot them. As soon as they're tied down, shoot them all in the back of the head, take them off for the meat. It started to work after about 24 months, I should point out. They were killing, above 60% of the population. They were bringing the feral pig population down. And then, of course, most of the American states, looked at this very well done, piece of research and study that was like, oh, wow, how do we manage to do this? They looked at that and went, nah, I'd rather just kill them out of helicopters. So... So that's still going on.
That's still fun.
It's a very, very fun and lucrative tourist industry for Texas, Because otherwise, why would you want to go to Texas? If it wasn't to do something like that.
Because big steaks, dude. What are you talking about? I want to end up having a steak which is bigger than my face.
Yeah, but, if you're going to go to Texas, you might as well do something insane like shoot pigs from a helicopter. I mean, what else would you, can you be more Texas than that? I don't know. Maybe if they were riding a bull somehow on the helicopter.
I don't know. Maybe riding on a horse with a machine gun.
But how do you get the horse onto the helicopter, Andre? That's the problem. Are you gonna
riding the horse on a helicopter?
It needs to be a really long helicopter, or they'll have to attach some sort of harness. Lift your horse up, and then of course you need the boombox to play the Lone Ranger music as you're just flying over. The horse freaking the fuck out because it has no idea what flight is.
It sounds fun, actually.
Can you imagine being a horse and for your entire life, your entire existence, you've had all four hooves on the ground, and then all of a sudden some jackass puts a saddle on you, like rides you over to something that makes a lot of noise that you don't really understand, and then all of a sudden you're being like just blindsided by helicopter rotor wash, and it's just like blowing dust and sand into your eyes. And
that's why you train the horse before you do this, Billy.
Can you train a horse to fly? I don't think you can train a horse to get used to the fact there's no ground anymore.
What are you talking about? Look at Pegasus. Look at unicorns. What are you talking about, Billy? We already have flying horses.
Yeah, well, you can't train obviously unicorns are different, man. Everyone knows that. They're born to fly. They have wings, you know?
Yeah.
But their parents train them slowly and, in the rainbow crash. So, it's a very slow process.
I love that you embrace that.
Who wouldn't embrace unicorns? They're flying horses.
Gay flying horses.
Gay flying horses, yes. Yeah, unfortunately, I think as long as the feral hog problem is going to be, as long as it's more fun to just shoot them out of helicopters than it is to actually sanely trap them and kill them, then I think the feral hog problem is going to be kicking around for quite some time.
I don't think people want to lose that line of income.
No, I suppose not.
Because some guy went out, bought a helicopter and a whole bunch of guns.
He's got to pay for that somehow.
Yeah, he probably still has a mortgage on his house because of it.
Yeah, he's probably still and the ammunition and repairs on the machine guns.
It's a whole thing.
Especially if you're lending them out to dipshit tourists. I bet they break that shit all the time. Like people who don't know how to clear a jam properly are just like, oh, how does it work? And then just
shoot himself in the head. Yeah, you get sued by the family because you allow them to do it.
Accidentally shooting the pilot.
Yeah, and then the helicopter crashes.
And there's a huge and then you damage some other guy's farm. Some guy who was unrelated to this.
Yeah, and then it turns out that the guy was the one that actually released the pigs out to begin with.
It's all that guy's fucking fault anyway.
Yeah.
So karma is a bitch, but
then he ends up suing you as well, and you're like, why are you suing me? You released them, and he's like, you asked me to release them, and then you go back and forth, and then Donald Trump ponders both of you because he's a cunt.
I don't know who's in the wrong here, so just for safe, just in case both of them are in the wrong, I'm going to pardon them both.
And there you go.
Yeah, we couldn't get through to an episode without making the fun of Donald Trump at least once.
Oh, dude, it's like he makes fun of his existence is making fun of himself.
Yeah, it's really exhausting, man. I just can't wait for him to just go, and then we can.
I think I'm gonna
peace.
Very soon. I'm gonna do. I think it's called a news cycle purge, as in don't watch the news for a couple of weeks. Just whatever, if it's politics, just not watch it.
I'm gonna be calling you up, Andre, have you seen the news? You'll be
no.
Nope. Click.
Don't want to know,
dude. It's really important. Nope. Click.
Apparently, it's a good thing for a good psychological thing to do.
Yeah,
because you're
taking a break from anything if you do it a lot is usually a good idea. Even washing.
Don't do that. I have to share a room with you for an hour every fucking week. Can you not?
Dude, I'm already greased to the eyeballs in petroleum products, man. It's locking the smell.
Don't say petroleum, dude. America will come and fucking invade your ass.
Literally. I heard this guy's got oil all over his body. He must be some sort of mutant. Well, let's get him. All right, we're going to call it there for our invasive species episode. I might do a follow-up to this one when we talk about, how else certain countries manage species in there. We'll get to that another time.
I'll make a list.
Like and subscribe.
Comment, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. We put out videos every Monday. I probably should have said that at the beginning
of the video, yeah.
Yeah. I said I was going to, and I didn't.
No, I didn't. We always do this.
Whatever. Goodbye.
Bye.